Sometimes a single moment has the power to leave the world completely stunned. A quiet teenage girl, a wild and untamable stallion, and an unbelievable connection that no one saw coming. What started as an ordinary day at the Westridge Horse Fair in Montana turned into a story that captured the hearts of millions and sparked a fiery debate around the world. Emily Carver, just 16 years old, stood in front of a crowd of skeptics. She faced a stallion known for its fierce, uncontrollable nature, and what happened next was nothing short of extraordinary. But this isn't just a story about bravery or talent. It's about a bond so rare and a journey so profound. It challenged everything we thought we knew about humans and animals. To understand how Emily's story shocked the world and why it matters so much, we need to go back to where it all began. A small town horse fair that would never be the same again. In the heart of Montana, nestled between rolling plains and rugged mountains, lies the small town of Westridge. It's the kind of place where traditions run deep and life moves at a slower, more deliberate pace. Every year, as summer turns to fall, the town comes alive with the Westridge Horse Fair, a cherished tradition that brings together families, ranchers, and horse enthusiasts from all the surrounding counties. For the locals, it's more than just an event. It's a celebration of their shared heritage, a time to showcase their best horses and reconnect with their roots. Among the attendees this year were Emily Carver and her father Tom, a modest but tight-knit duo with a deep love for horses. Emily, just 16 years old, was already somewhat of a local legend. Her bond with animals, especially horses, was said to be extraordinary. Quiet yet confident, Emily had a way of understanding creatures that others simply couldn't explain. Trailing behind their old Ford pickup was Duchess, Emily's trusted companion and family horse. Duchess wasn't the flashiest horse at the fair, but she was a symbol of Emily's patience and care, qualities that would soon come to define her even further. But as Emily and her father set up their modest paddock, all attention suddenly shifted. A magnificent jet-black stallion entered the fairgrounds, his sheer size and fiery demeanor drawing gasps from the crowd. This was Chief, a horse with a reputation as wild as the wind. Chief belonged to Hank Myers, a rugged rancher with years of experience but little success in taming the powerful stallion. Known for his unpredictable behavior, Chief was infamous for throwing off even the most skilled riders. His arrival sparked both awe and apprehension among the fair's attendees. As Chief reared and bucked, Hank's frustration was evident. He grumbled loudly to the crowd, half in jest and half in defeat. "I'll sell Chief to anyone brave enough to handle him." The words hung in the air, daring anyone to step forward. Most people chuckled nervously, unwilling to even consider the challenge. But not Emily. Standing quietly in the corner, she watched Chief's every move, her sharp eyes taking in his powerful build and restless energy. She wasn't intimidated. In fact, she saw something that no one else could: potential. And that's when Emily made a decision that would change her life, and Chief's forever. As the crowd watched Chief rear and buck uncontrollably, Hank Myers shook his head in frustration. He muttered loudly, "I'll sell Chief to anyone brave enough to handle him." The words rippled through the crowd, met with murmurs and chuckles. No one dared step forward to take on such a challenge, not with Chief's reputation as an untamable force. But Emily Carver, standing quietly with her father near their paddock, wasn't like most people. Without hesitation, Emily turned to her father, her voice calm but determined. "I want to try," she said. Her father, Tom, paused for a moment, studying the unwavering determination in his daughter's eyes. He nodded, pride overtaking caution. "Go ahead, Em," he said, his trust in her abilities clear. As Emily approached Hank, the crowd fell silent. All eyes were on her as she made her way to the towering stallion. Hank, noticing the slight teenager walking toward him, scoffed. "This isn't a game, young lady," he said, his voice laced with doubt. "Chief isn't a pony for schoolgirls." But Emily wasn't deterred. Her voice was steady as she replied, "Let me try." Her father's voice cut through the murmurs, addressing Hank directly. "If she can handle Duchess, she can handle your stallion," he said, his tone firm. Reluctantly, Hank handed over the reins, though his expression made it clear he wasn't expecting much. Instead of mounting immediately, Emily took a different approach. She stood quietly next to Chief, extending her hand toward him. Her movements were calm, deliberate, and unthreatening. Chief snorted and stomped, but Emily didn't flinch. Slowly, he leaned in to sniff her hand, intrigued by her unusual patience. The crowd, initially skeptical, began to murmur in curiosity. Emily's method was unlike anything they'd seen before. After a few moments, Emily gently ran her hand along Chief's neck, speaking to him in a low, soothing voice. No one could hear what she said, but the effect was undeniable. Chief's muscles, once tense and rigid, began to relax. Then, without using a saddle, Emily leapt onto Chief's back. The crowd gasped as the stallion reared, his powerful legs kicking into the air. But Emily held on tightly, her movements steady and her voice calm, as she whispered into his ear. Gradually, Chief's wild energy began to subside. His hooves touched the ground and he stood still, listening to Emily's subtle commands. The crowd watched in stunned silence as the untamable stallion responded to her every cue. With a mixture of awe and disbelief, Hank stared at the girl and his once unruly horse. He didn't say a word, but his expression spoke volumes. Emily had done what no one else could, and in those few moments, she had proven herself beyond a shadow of a doubt. What happened next wasn't just unexpected, it was unforgettable. As Emily guided Chief through the paddock, the once wild stallion moved with a grace and precision that no one had thought possible. Her subtle commands, barely visible to the onlookers, were met with an effortless response from Chief. It was as though they had been working together for years. The crowd, initially skeptical, erupted into applause. Emily dismounted, patting Chief's neck gently as he stood calmly beside her. The transformation was undeniable, but what no one knew at the time was that a local blogger had been live streaming the entire event. The footage captured Emily's calm demeanor, her soft whispers to Chief, and the unbelievable harmony between the two. Within minutes, the video began to spread across social media platforms. Titled "Young Girl Tames Wild Stallion," the clip exploded in popularity. People from all over the world shared it, commenting on Emily's unique talent and bravery. In just a few hours, the views climbed into the thousands and then into the millions. "Incredible," one comment read. "She's a real-life horse whisperer." Another added, "This girl has a gift. You can see the connection between her and the horse. It's magical." Even Hank Myers, Chief's owner, was caught off guard. Approaching Emily with a look of disbelief, he muttered, "Girl, you've got a gift." For a man like Hank, who had seen countless riders fail to manage Chief, this was high praise. By the time Emily and her father returned home that evening, the video had become a global sensation. Notifications flooded Emily's phone. Likes, shares, comments, and messages of admiration. But with the praise came something else. A growing spotlight that Emily wasn't entirely prepared for. This moment of triumph had captured the world's attention. But as Emily would soon discover, the internet's love for a good story is often matched by its appetite for controversy. Emily's incredible bond with Chief had taken the world by storm. The video of her taming the wild stallion spread like wildfire, earning her praise and admiration from millions. But as her fame grew, so did the scrutiny. It started with a single comment from a well-known equine ethicist. While the girl's talent is undeniable, one must question the methods used in such a brief taming session. This isn't magic. It's either a setup or potentially harmful training condensed into a spectacle. That one remark opened the floodgates to a heated debate. Critics questioned whether it was possible for a horse like Chief to be calmed so quickly without the use of harsh or unethical techniques. Some doubted the authenticity of the event altogether, suggesting it might have been staged for attention. News outlets picked up the story, not just for Emily's remarkable skill, but for the controversy surrounding it. Was this a heartwarming tale of natural talent, or an example of reckless animal handling turned into a viral sensation? Emily, who had only wanted to share her love for horses, found herself at the center of a growing storm. At school, whispers followed her through the halls. Some classmates idolized her newfound fame, while others ridiculed her, accusing her of being a fraud. Then came the petition, A group of skeptical students demanded that Emily demonstrate her training methods live, insisting she prove the legitimacy of what they had seen in the video. Amid the mounting criticism, an unexpected ally stepped forward. A famous horse trainer from a neighboring state reached out to Emily, offering support. "I see real talent in you," he said, "but talent alone isn't enough. Let me help you refine your skills and show the world what you're truly capable of." Meanwhile, an anonymous email landed in Emily's inbox. It contained a beautifully edited video of her years spent with horses, footage of her gentle touch, and the transformations she had achieved with animals others had written off as hopeless. The video ended with a simple message: "True talent shines through controversy. Keep proving them wrong." Though heartened by the support, Emily knew she couldn't ignore the growing doubts. She decided it was time to address the controversy head-on. With her family's support, she announced a live demonstration to showcase her methods and prove once and for all that her connection with Chief was no fluke. The growing controversy around Emily's video had taken a toll, but it also brought an unexpected opportunity. A renowned horse trainer, impressed by her raw talent, reached out to offer guidance. "You've got something special," he told her, "but if you want to silence your critics, you need to refine your methods and be ready to face them head-on." Emily accepted his offer, spending weeks training under his watchful eye. Together, they focused on the finer points of equine behavior, humane training techniques, and how to communicate her process clearly to an audience. For Emily, it wasn't just about proving herself. It was about learning how to better connect with the animals she loved. When the day of the live demonstration arrived, the stakes couldn't have been higher. The event was streamed worldwide with skeptics, supporters, and animal rights advocates tuning in. The local fairground was packed with onlookers, including journalists and representatives from a prominent animal rights group. As Emily stepped into the arena with Chief, the air was thick with anticipation. Cameras zoomed in on her every move, and the crowd watched in silence, waiting to see if she could replicate the magic from the viral video. Emily began by introducing herself and explaining her approach. "This isn't about forcing a horse to obey," she said. "It's about building trust, understanding their behavior, and creating a partnership." She demonstrated each step of her method in real time, starting with how she calmed Chief through her body language and tone. The audience, initially skeptical, began to soften as they saw the horse respond to her subtle cues. But midway through the demonstration, Chief suddenly hesitated, refusing to cooperate. The tension in the arena was palpable. Critics whispered among themselves, ready to pounce on any sign of failure. Emily, however, remained calm. Drawing on her training, she adjusted her approach, using a different set of cues that she hadn't originally planned to showcase. Slowly but surely, Chief began to respond, following her guidance with growing confidence. By the end of the demonstration, the skeptical crowd had been won over. Chief, once again, moved in harmony with Emily, performing maneuvers with precision and grace. As the demonstration concluded, the leader of the animal rights group stood up and took the microphone. To everyone's surprise, she publicly apologized to Emily. "Your respect for this horse is undeniable," she said. "We were wrong to doubt your intentions." The applause was thunderous, but for Emily, the moment wasn't just about clearing her name. It was a turning point. She realized that her journey wasn't just about proving herself. It was about using her platform to promote a better, more ethical way of training animals. Emily's successful live demonstration silenced many of her critics, but it also marked the beginning of a new chapter in her journey. Determined to build on her momentum and share her methods with the world, she decided to organize a series of workshops. These workshops would focus on humane, trust-based training techniques, inviting horse lovers, trainers, and even skeptics to see her approach firsthand. The first workshop was held at a local equestrian center. The turnout was larger than expected, with participants ranging from curious beginners to seasoned professionals. Emily began by sharing her philosophy. Every horse is different, with its own personality, fears, and strengths. The key is not to overpower them, but to understand them. She demonstrated her techniques step by step, working with horses that had a history of stubbornness or fear. One particularly memorable moment came when Emily worked with a notoriously difficult horse that had resisted multiple trainers in the past. As the audience watched in awe, The horse began responding to Emily's gentle, consistent cues. "It's not magic," she explained. "It's patience, empathy, and a willingness to listen." Meanwhile, Emily's work was attracting the attention of experts in the field. Dr. Lila Jensen, a respected equine scientist who had been critical of viral training videos, decided to attend one of the workshops to observe Emily's methods firsthand. To her surprise, Dr. Jensen found Emily's approach not only effective, but deeply respectful of the animal's well-being. "Your methods challenge the traditional ways of training," Dr. Jensen told Emily after the workshop. "I'd like to collaborate with you to study the long-term impact of your techniques scientifically." Emily eagerly agreed, recognizing the importance of grounding her work in research. Over the following months, Dr. Jensen conducted a detailed study of horses trained under Emily's guidance. The results were groundbreaking. Horses trained using Emily's methods showed significantly lower stress levels and improved behavioral outcomes compared to those trained using conventional techniques. These findings were published in a prestigious equine science journal, earning Emily further recognition and credibility. But more importantly, they helped shift the conversation around animal training, highlighting the importance of humane and ethical practices. Inspired by the workshops and the positive feedback from participants, Emily began to expand her efforts. She launched an online platform to reach a global audience, sharing instructional videos and hosting virtual Q&A sessions. Her goal was clear: to make humane training accessible to anyone who worked with animals. Emily's workshops had started as a way to prove herself to her critics, but they quickly became something much larger, a movement to redefine how animals are trained and treated. Emily's success with horses had earned her recognition far beyond her small town, but she soon realized that her methods might have applications far greater than she had ever imagined. One day, she received an unexpected invitation from an international conservation agency. They were launching a pilot program to rehabilitate wildlife rescued from poaching and illegal trading, and they wanted Emily to lead the effort. The project would focus on a group of traumatized elephants at a sanctuary in Kenya, animals with deep psychological scars and complex needs. At first, Emily was hesitant. Working with elephants was far outside her experience, but the opportunity to make a difference on such a global scale was too important to pass up. Determined to adapt her methods, she traveled to Kenya to begin this new chapter in her journey. The sanctuary was both breathtaking and challenging. The elephants, rescued from brutal circumstances, displayed behaviors ranging from aggression to complete withdrawal. Emily spent days observing them, learning their individual personalities and dynamics. "With animals this intelligent, you can't rush anything," she said. "Trust takes time." Working closely with Dr. Samira Wangi, a leading veterinarian at the sanctuary, Emily refined her techniques to suit the elephants. Together, they used a combination of traditional knowledge and modern behavioral science to develop a program that prioritized patience, trust, and empathy. Progress was slow but steady. One breakthrough moment came when a particularly aggressive young elephant began responding positively to Emily's presence, eventually allowing her to guide it into the sanctuary's main herd. The transformation was profound, drawing attention from conservationists and the international media. But this success wasn't without challenges. The sanctuary faced threats from poachers who saw the rehabilitation program as a step towards stricter anti-poaching laws. One night, a breach in security was thwarted, thanks to new measures Emily had suggested. This incident brought the sanctuary's efforts into the global spotlight, further highlighting the importance of protecting wildlife. Emily's work with elephants proved that her methods could extend beyond horses, offering hope for animals in the most desperate circumstances. Inspired by this success, she partnered with the Conservation Agency to create a new branch of her institute dedicated to wildlife rehabilitation. Using virtual reality technology, she developed training programs for conservationists worldwide, allowing them to experience real-life scenarios and learn humane techniques. Her efforts set a new standard for animal care, expanding her influence and solidifying her mission to create a better future for animals everywhere. Emily Carver's journey started in a small town, but her passion for animals has created ripples felt across the world. From taming a wild stallion to rehabilitating elephants, her story is a testament to the power of empathy, patience, and determination. What began as a viral moment turned into a mission to challenge outdated methods of training and to advocate for humane, trust-based approaches that respect animals as sentient beings. Through her workshops, scientific collaborations, and global conservation efforts, Emily has redefined what's possible when humans truly listen to animals. But Emily's journey is far from over, as she continues to expand her institute and adapt her methods to new challenges. She's calling on all of us to rethink how we interact with the animals in our lives. If Emily's story has inspired you, there are ways to make a difference. Support organizations that prioritize ethical training and animal welfare. Educate yourself and others about humane practices. And most importantly, approach every interaction with patience and understanding. Together, we can create a world where animals are treated with the respect they deserve. A world where trust, not fear, forms the foundation of every bond. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that inspire, challenge, and uplift. Who knows? The next life-changing moment might just be waiting for you.